The Tree of Life begins with the same thing all life starts with the song Funeral by John Tavener and with light, a shimmering and burning point of light in an empty void. The sun might be the most dominant character in the Tree of Life. It's always lurking behind corners, hiding amongst trees, shining through windows and throwing long shadows across Family O'Brien's front yard. But the story of the Tree of Life is not about the sun. It's also not, as the posters are suggesting, about Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien, played by Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain. It's about their children, Jack, R.L. and Steve O'Brien. It's about the childhood, the upbringing, about the tragedies and the question of fairness in the lives of three brothers. But it's also not really that. The Tree of Life is actually a very loosely structured personal visual essay. The story it tells serves more as a backdrop for Terrence Malick's thoughts about life. And to be honest, I like that about it. My problem is that it pretends that these thoughts were universal. Family O'Brien is a very typical US-American family in the 50s. At least it is a very typical depiction of it. The father is hardworking, has a strong sense for what is best for his children, and uses violence to enforce compliance. The mother is loving towards her children and her husband. She seldom speaks but always obeys. The depiction of the children, though, is different. We are able to see their first steps. We watch them discover the world, look up into the sun, chase animals, and struggle to grasp the concept of property. We watch them grow up, and, unlike their parents, we sympathize with them beyond the stereotype. Their lives become real and our reference point for the rest of the film. We relate to the feeling of safety that the playful moments with their mom create. The violent outbreaks of their father are magnified through their lens, but so is their pride after he comes back from a successful business trip and their fascination for his passion for music. A passion that the director, Terrence Malick, seems to share. Not just the opening scene, but many sequences throughout the Tree of Life are accompanied by works of Tavener, Brahms, Mahler, Bach and Holst. The classical pieces create a suggestion for grandness beyond the film's frames. The original music, composed by Alexandre Desplat, manages to capture this grandness, while adding his own introspective tone to the more quiet scenes. He makes use of his characteristic piano melodies to represent fatherhood, but uses expansive strings and choirs to musically sculpt the sun's beauty in the film's many montages. The Tree of Life is a non-linear film. The 5 editors who were working on it seamlessly jump through decades of this family's life, from shots of the mother dancing in the sunlight to shots of the adult Jack O'Brien in an elevator. Every small moment is carefully chosen and is elegantly followed up by the next. Linked not by narrative continuity, but by thematic connection. Because of this experimental structure, Tree of Life feels like a slice of life film. One that presents so many small slices that they ultimately add up to 3 entire lives. Even with an almost 2.5-hour long runtime, the film never rushes or drags. It manages to perfectly flow from one idea into the next. This style is aided by Emmanuel Lubezki's cinematography. It is safe to say that the invention of the Steadicam was a major influence on all of Malick's work, but especially Tree of Life benefits from the use of surgically precise camera movements that gracefully circle around characters, smoothly glide through the space of the scene and create an unmistakable aesthetic. The resulting visual beauty is representative of the film's greater ambitions. It wants to paint a picture about life. A picture that encompasses the beauty and the tragic. A picture that spans from the beginning of the universe until the end of our solar system. In a 20-minute-long montage, the film presents imagery of the birth of our sun, the emergence of life and its near extinction in the Cretaceous period. Always intertwined with the presentation of the beauty and tragedy of it all. This narrative framing suggests that the themes of Tree of Life are universal. That nature is universally selfish and is opposed to grace that creates love. Nature is the violent father and grace the loving mother. The experience of the family O'Brien starts to stand in for the general human experience. The constant depiction of the sun starts to become a symbol for the general experience of being alive. Every frame in this film is touched by it. Similarly, all life on Earth is dependent on it. The motif of the sun shining through the leaves of a tree is a metaphor for its importance. This is why the film is shot almost exclusively with natural light. Any artificiality would dilute the pureness of Malick's vision about humanity. A vision that ultimately fails for me. Its claim to universality is undermined by its specificity. The film's musical choices all come from Western European composers. The aesthetic is inspired by Western Romanticism. The family is a stereotypical Western nuclear family, and the religious contemplation throughout are all from a Western Christian standpoint. This doesn't make the film less valuable per se, but it does reduce it to an exclusively Western and US American perspective. Love might still be universal, but that doesn't mean that Love Actually is a universal film. Looking at Tree of Life through this framing, it becomes way more personal and subjective. The imagery of nature and life becomes a backdrop to tell a personal story about a specific family. Maybe this family represents the experience of many childhoods during the 50s. Maybe it is a depiction of Malick's own history. But either way, the core of it remains powerful. The story it tells is still beautiful, thought-provoking and inspiring. But to me, it is the film's narrow point of view that made it fall short of its promise to present something complete. Taken as a family drama, it meanders too much into the abstract. As an abstract essay, it remains too specific. It is a film that branches into many different aspects of being alive. But at its roots, it's not the universal evolutionary tree of life, but the family tree of the O'Briens.